guided transmission media and wireless transmission. So these two are the last topics of first unit in computer networks and internet protocols. So in our last video we have covered multimedia networks. So let's get into the topic. Guided transmission media. So before getting directly into what is meant by guided transmission media, we should be knowing what is meant by transition media at first. Transition media is nothing but a physical pathway or channel through which the data travels from one device to another in the form of signals. The transmission media is classified into mainly two types: guided transmission media, wireless transmission media. So a transmission media uses electromagnetic signals in form of bits. The choice of transmission media depends on various factors like distance, bandwidth, cost, reliability, etc. expected in the environment. This transmission media acts as a carrier between sender and the receiver. In this diagram, you can clearly understand what are the types in transmission media. In transmission media, we have guided media, unguided media, and further guided media and unguided media are divided into respective types. So let's move to our topic. Guided transmission media. It is also known as wired transmission media or bounded media. Here the data signals are transmitted through a physical path which provide a channel for data to travel from sender to receiver. Here the signals are guided and confined along the medium. Guided transmission media is generally used in LAN networks, telephone systems, broadband, etc. It has further divided into three types: twisted pair cable, coaxial cable, optical fiber cable. So you can see in this diagram twisted pair cables. This one is twisted pair cable, coaxial cables, and this one is fiber optic cables. So let's understand each one. Twisted pair cables. These are insulated copper wires that are twisted together to reduce the electromagnetic interference. These are of two types: UTP and STP. UTP is known as the unshielded twisted pair, whereas STP is known as the shielded twisted pair. A better example for these twisted pair cables are Ethernet cables, telephone networks, etc. So it is the clear diagram of twisted pair cables. If the guided transmission media question is asked in the exams, you can draw this diagram. The next one is coaxial cables. A single copper central conductor surrounded by an insulating layer, metallic shield, and outer jacket offering high bandwidth. It provides better noise resistance and high bandwidth than twisted pair. A good example for this one is these are generally used in TV cables, internet broadband cables, etc. So this is the real life image of coaxial cables. It is the outer conductor, this one is the inner conductor, and these two are insulators. The third one in the guided transmission media is optical fiber cable. These cables help to transmit data using pulses of light through thin strands of glass or plastic. It provides very high speeds and bandwidth. These are ideal for long distances and resistance to electromagnetic interference. These are used as the internet backbone, FTTH, and undersea communication cables. It is the schematic diagram of optical fiber cables. What are the advantages of guided transmission media? Guided transmission media has low noise and interference. They have high stability performance, high bandwidth, and they are reliable. But it also has some disadvantages, like these are very costly for the installation and difficult to maintain. They have limited mobility as they are not wireless. They do have some scalability issues. So that is the first topic in this video, and let's move to the next topic, that is wireless transmission media. It is also known as unguided transmission media. Here the signals are transmitted through thin air or space without using any physical cables. These are electromagnetic waves like radio waves, microwaves, infrared waves, satellites to carry signals. This is the foundational basis for Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, cellular and satellite networks for communication purposes. This wireless transmission media is further divided into 4 types. Those are radio waves, microwaves, infrared waves, and satellite communication. So let's understand each one. The first one is radio waves. These are used for long distance communication and it can pass through walls and buildings. A good example for this one is FM radio, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. This is the diagram of radio waves. You don't need to be knowing all those particular parts of the diagram. You just need to remember for exam. Just the diagram is enough. Microwaves. These are used for point-to-point communication and these microwaves have high frequency waves. It requires line of sight. These are used in cellular networks, satellite communications, etc. So it is the diagram of microwaves. These are happen between 2 antennas, like one antenna is receiver, one antenna is sender. Third one is infrared waves. These are used in short range, high frequency waves and line of sight communication. It cannot pass through walls. These are used in remote controls like TV remote or remote control cars, etc. Satellite communication. The last type of wireless communication. It uses microwaves and that are sent to satellites which then replay signals back to the earth and hence it provides global coverage. These are used in TV broadcasting, GPS, weather monitoring, etc. So you can clearly understand using this example. So there is an antenna which sends the uplink to the satellite and the satellite sends a downlink to the second antenna or the earth station. What are the characteristics of wireless transmission media? It has no physical cables. It covers long distances. Bandwidth is lower than optical fiber. So let's move to the advantages. It has mobility and flexibility. It is not an wired connection. So it has higher mobility and it is easy to move. Easy installation, easy to scale to large numbers and wide coverage. It do support the global coverage. It supports short and long distances. It also has some disadvantages like security issues. It can be the wireless communications can be tampered in between the transmission, interference, limited bandwidth, more power consumption and higher latency. These are the limitations or disadvantages of transmission media. So until now we have covered what is meant by transmission media. In that we have 2 types, that is guided transmission media and unguided transmission media. We have discussed what are the types in each one. So I hope you have understood these concepts. So with this one we have covered the first unit of computer networks and internet protocols. So that's it for this video. Keep learning.